directors here who I know want to, you're here because you want to engage with this population of actors and you want to know how to bridge that. I can attest that I put out a breakdown for a 25-year-old Native woman and I get 2,000 submissions. Every agent who has an actress with dark brown hair, and sometimes blondes and sometimes men, are submitting them. And we have to then, now we know a lot of people. We know the Native population. We know the Native population's cousins that we're trying to get to become actors too. We cannot discriminate against these people, and we cannot say you are not Native because I don't know you. So for all of you Native actors out there, I want to encourage you to be proud that you are a Native actor and to make sure you put that on your resume. Because otherwise, if we don't see it there, we may not know. And I can also say that I know Native actors who have blonde hair and blue eyes. Naturally, they were born that way. And are we looking for parts for them for our contemporary pieces? Yes, we are, because that's what the Native population looks like right now in this time in the world. But just because a person has dark hair doesn't mean that they're the right person to play an Indigenous character. So please, like in my office and in my career, I have developed a language that we ask people. We just ask them simple questions. And I can tell by the way they answer the question what's going on with them. And because when they come to us, we're looking for Native people, and they are proud of that heritage. And so I encourage all of you to embrace that and be proud of it and put it out there, okay?
And can I tag on that just for you to share as casting directors? What are resources or places that you tend to find people for these roles?
Well, I call Rene.
I was going to say my files, but no, you know what? I have been super, super lucky in my career because I have always said to the producers or the directors that I'm working with is I need to go to the people. I cannot expect them to come to me. Let me go there and meet them and build a relationship with that community that we're trying to depict. I'm still friends with the people that I met on my first film, which was a little film called War Party. From way back when. I'm still friends with those people. I still work with them occasionally. Every single film I've done, we've built inroads and relationships in those communities. And sometimes that's what you have to do.
I worked, we called Rene, we called Brian Wiscott, who also was an advisor and a consultant. I cast a project called Grand Avenue. And I met more Native actors than I had ever known. Well, I think some of you might remember. And for me, it was an amazing experience because we did go into communities. We cast locally. We were shooting up in Santa Rosa, and it was a piece that was written by a Native man Greg, who was a chief in his tribe, the Pomo tribe. And for me, it was an amazing experience because there was so much talent and there was such a community. And it was really about the community that made those day players work, because that was like the real experience. It was like HBO was doing these various projects about like 3 different classes of people. They did it with the Black community, and then they did it with the Native American community. It was, oh my God, I just forgot what it was called. Grand Avenue. I said Grand Avenue, sorry. Senior moment, exhaustion. Anyway, but the point is that we were absolutely committed to cast it in as responsible a way as we could. And that meant going to powwows. That meant calling every single resource in all the different states. That meant really doing our research, because there was no way that someone who was not a person who had had that experience of the various levels was going to be the right person, to do it. It had to be someone of like that.
I think a common thing that I see here, if I try to articulate my thoughts on it, is you see the hard work that goes into it, whether it's like reaching out to communities and like doing those searches, or the actors spending a lifetime honing their craft, or us pounding away at to learn writing in that craft, and so aside, like in show business, aside from the business element that is always pushing us, it's a shortage of money and time, and it's got to make a profit and all that, but the best art comes from hard work. I mean, that just is the way that it is. So I think when I see something that was done without regard or quickly or just to expedite it and it just comes off as lazy, that's not good art. And that gets to the heart of it for me, because again, to the intent of it, someone was not thinking, how can I bring authenticity and really care about it? They were turning out, a McBurger, but that's not art.
Agreed. I mean, for me, it's